Good evening, Ernestine. How are you? Hello there, Junior. Hey, Kiana. How are you? Thank you for joining me on this evening. I am excited about being with you. We're going to dealing with triggers. Triggers are always the after effect of something that has happened uh, tremendously through trauma or through a great event. When are you going to start? In a few minutes. We're waiting just for a few more people, especially my moderators, to come on. When you're dealing with triggers, you're dealing with an intense emotion. And it's the reaction of something that's happened that has made a tremendous impact in your life. And it reminds you of abuse or a situation that has happened that tremendously impact your life. So we are just waiting for my other guests to come in. Let's see if we can get the moderators in. Once we get the moderators in, we can flow. Once we get the moderators in, we can flow, we can go to it. So you all are coming on in. Just keep coming. Just keep coming while we get our moderators in. Our moderators are coming on. We're on right now. Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Bye-bye. I got one moderator coming. Let me see. Let me see. If I can get Karen in here. I will, with your wisdom bestowed from God. I was calling Karen.
Oh, you found her son.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Let me see. He said, I, with your wisdom bestowed from God, help me defeat the narc. You know, when you're dealing with a narcissist relationship, are you married to the narcissist? Are you married to the narcissist? Hello, Danielle. Glad to see you. Junior, are you married to the narcissist? The condition of the relationship sometimes can let you know the strategy of the relationship. You have to have certain information. You can't just give blanket information. Now, when you're triggered, anything can trigger you. A smell, a sound, a statement. Even this program, we can say certain things that can be very triggering to you. Anything can trigger, and sometimes you don't even
watch what egg do to your.
You don't even know that you have been triggered. Well, you know that you've been triggered, but you never knew that would trigger you. Because sometimes we think we get over stuff, and we hadn't really got over things. You know, certain dreams can trigger you. Because sometimes after you've left the narcissist, you find yourself ruminating a lot. That means you're thinking about them. Even when you're gone, you think about them. Triggers are really something to deal with. They are. Because they're letting you know that's an unhealed area. That's why it can be triggered. And it's devastating because it's after the fact. And a lot of times after the fact, we give more meditation. Kathy, could you get the window? You give more fact to thinking about it, meditating on it. So whatever you meditate on it, whatever you constantly ruminate on, it's going to go deeper in. You know, you thought you was over it. You thought you was over the pain of the relationship. You was in the relationship for 10 years. You out of the relationship for 5. And you think, close the blind. Around. And you think you're over the relationship. And what you find out is 5 years, you're out of the relationship. You thought you were over the relationship. Now you're really ruminating over the relationship. You're thinking about the relationship. You're finding yourself going through the situation of what you've been through over and over and over again. And you can't figure out what is wrong with me. Why am I thinking about this person? And we've been done for 5 years. Well, you've been in it for 10 years. The consensus is it takes, if you're with a narcissist for 2 years, if you're with a narcissist for 3 to 6 months, it can take up to 2 years for 3 to 6 months. Just think about that. You said that doesn't make sense. Doesn't, but the average person that's been with a narcissist for 3 to 6 months had to go into 2 years of treatment, up to 2 years of treatment, before they could even be free with the rumination, with the dreams, with the paranoia, with watching over their backs, thinking that the narcissist was following them, hearing them in the house, thinking that the narcissist was spying on them, that the narcissist had cameras in the house. They felt like they was never by themselves. They felt there was someone always watching them. So they started living their life by a watcher that was not even there. The narcissist could have been in another state. But because they was triggered when they moved, they was triggered in the house, because that's what they went through. The narcissist was always taping, filming, recording. So they adjusted their mind, and now that they out there in a totally different state, the narcissist has no idea where they are. They still think they are being spied on. They still think the narcissist is coming after them. They still think that the narcissist is stalking them. And it triggers them. It triggers their emotion. It triggers their mind. And 5 years later, they're having problems sleeping. And this can go on for months if they don't get therapy, if they don't rectify that, if they don't conclude that the narcissist is not there. This can go on for months. And if they let it keep going on, they can rechannel a host of negative energy and negative mindset, where a few months can turn into years. No relationship, don't trust people, no friendship. The narcissist is watching. The narcissist hadn't thought about them in 10 years. Hadn't thought about them because they don't went on to other supplies. And it's different when you're a prime supply, when you're a permanent supply. You marry the narcissist, they always come to you. No matter what happened, they always come. He says, so should the narcissist always ruin lives? They always do. That's why you have to understand what a narcissist is. A narcissist can't do anything else. They're not driven to do anything else. That's what they do. You know, to understand what a narcissist is, you got to understand the traits of a narcissist. When a narcissist is diagnosed, traits of a narcissist. Now, these are some traits of a narcissist. They vary. But we're going to look at some traits of a narcissist. Look at this. A narcissist has an exaggerated sense of self-importance. A narcissist, number one, and they have to have at least 5 of these operating and active. So they have an exaggerated sense of themselves. A narcissist believes they are special or unique more than any other person, that there's no other person like them. None. A narcissist requires excessive admiration. Excessive. A narcissist has a sense of entitlement, that you can own something, but the narcissists feel that because they want it, they should have it. And it should be theirs, even though it's yours. A sense of entitlement. The narcissist lacks empathy. They don't show true empathy. Danielle say, a narcissist knows human behavior, knows how to manipulate you into mental gymnastics. Absolutely. And usually the mid-grade narcissists and the upper narcissists are self-aware. The young narcissists know they're different, but they may not know what's going on with them. And as they get more experience with people and they get trained in their impact on people and how people seem to succumb to them because of the spirit of persuasion, then they begin to understand what they do. But when they've been doing what they do for years, of course they do. And they invoke it. They provoke it. They know what they're capable of, and they don't have a problem using it. Because most people succumb to the narcissist. The only people who don't are those who immediately get away before the spirit of persuasion lock in. The narcissist is envious of others and believe others are envious of them. They believe they got something that everybody wants. A narcissist behaves in an arrogant and haughty manner. And it depends on the grade of narcissist, whether they're malignant, whether they are cerebral, somatic, covert, overt, whether they are narcissists that hem in on women. They are the vulnerable narcissists. Listen to this. A narcissist is preoccupied with fantasies of success and the perfect mate. That's why they love bomb you, because when they love bomb you, they think that they got the perfect mate until you make a mistake. When you show your humanity, it makes them angry. A narcissist take advantage of others. They're very inconsiderate. The narcissists feel like you owe them everything. Danielle says she want to welcome everyone for coming in. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe on the way in. 20,000 subscription is the new goal. Thanks for supporting. All right. And see, Junior, those qualities, especially of a diagnosed narcissist, they hurt people. They are master manipulators. They are master manipulators. And these master manipulators antagonize people emotionally because they feel better when you are in pain. They feel powerful when you are in pain. A narcissist relationship is the advantage of the narcissist. And once the narcissist go to a disadvantage, they want out. They want to leave. Hey, Bastion, they want to leave. They do not want to stay where the advantage is not to them. They don't. And that's why they will ghost you. When a narcissist ghosts you, that means they don't inquire. They're trying to rebuild their energy because they're serial cheating outside, and they need to build themselves back up. So they get real quiet. They can even get real helpful. They get real nice, but they're just quiet. They don't have a lot to say because they're building themselves up, or they're punishing you. And when a narcissist ghosts you to punish you, a big event is being planned. A big event is being planned. Because sometimes the narcissists need to take time to study you. Because you're switching on them. You're switching. You're changing on them. And triggers can cause subvert behaviors. Because a trigger is an alarm system that goes off to let you know something is wrong. But it's not a regular alarm clock. It's an extremely loud alarm clock. Because a trigger is an emotional driven impact. It is a highly emotional driven impact from some past event of trauma or abuse. Something you've seen, something that was said, something that was done. And you're triggered by that. And that trigger can occupy your mind. If you don't deal with it, it can become the occupancy of mind. And that's why I was saying people who've been away from the narcissist 5 years, all of a sudden they get triggered 5 years later. And then 5 years, they go into paranoia. They go into depression. They go into watching everybody, not trusting anybody. After 5 years, and up to 5 years, they was fine. But then something was said that triggered them. They saw somebody that looked like it was the narcissist. They wore the same coat as the narcissist. Somebody walked by with a smell, or a voice, or a laugh, or a song. Now, for 5 years, you were fine. Until this.